Welcome to part 2 of our transfer chat, where we were just talking about the defence, and we will carry that on right now. Joshy, weigh in.
Well, I mean, look, Adam and Tel have made some good points, but I disagree with Tel in that I think we do need to bring someone in. Simply, well, the main simple reason is that you can't rely on Phil Jones as Chris Smalling to stay fit. And that's a real big issue. If they're both injured, then you've got Johnny Evans, who, great player. I do like him, and I think he can push on. But then who do you play alongside him? I think it is a big issue. So, I do think we should bring someone in. And again, I agree with Adam in that I don't think it should be a youngster. It needs to be someone who's a top class centre back. Hummels has been sort of mooted, and that's someone that would be good. But basically, bring someone in, and I think that's important in terms of the squad.
But what Tal said as well about the central midfield. At times last season, there was gaping holes. You just see the poor centre backs with like 3-4 midfielders just rushing at them, and Fellaini on the floor somewhere, and whoever else is at centre mid on the floor somewhere else. And to be fair to the centre backs rather, once they have a settled central midfield in front of them, it will perform
it will help.
I mean, they have the talent there, but we do need someone a bit more experienced alongside them.
Van Gaal as well.
Okay.
He's famed for saying that he can get an extra 20-30% out of players. If you had 20 or 30% onto our current centre backs, they're pretty good.
But there's only 3.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no,
that's why I think Vidic is like Vidic. That decision where I'm
yeah, that was the biggest mistake. Was Vidic? It would have been perfect. He's the elder statesman, experience. It would have been great if he'd have waited that extra season, and then the centre back wouldn't be such an issue. But because he's left, Rio Ferdinand's left, it is a problem area because of Phil Jones and Chris Smalling's injury problems. I don't doubt their talent, and I think if they consistently play in that area, they'll be fine. It's just they're injured a lot of the time, so you have to bring someone in.
So what kind of player do you think we should be bringing in? If we talk about specific players now, a Mangala, a Hummels, Vermaelen's been linked a lot. What kind of player do you think we need to bring with those players? Because if we talk about experience, for example, Johnny Evans has played countless Champions League games. He's won the Premier League. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah, I mean, of the players you mentioned, I wouldn't go for Mangala because of his age. I don't know a lot about him in terms of the way he plays, but I know he's a young player. I wouldn't go in for him. And actually, I mentioned in a previous video that I wouldn't go for Vermaelen either. I'd go for another North London Belgian. I'd probably go for Vertonghen. We'll get fleeced, but I think he's a quality player. If you're talking about Belgian centre backs, Hummels again, he's a quality player, but it's going to be difficult to get these types of players. So it's hard to see where we're going to get someone in who's an established centre back at the top level. You've got to pay big money for that.
Okay, so let's move on to other top players that we have been linked to. The likes of Vidal and Cruz, who we are constantly still linked to. Sanchez, Schweinsteiger. Do you think these are realistic targets, or is this just papers making headlines?
I think it's realistic now. I think that after the sort of 2 or 3, other than Van Persie, take him aside, after 2 or 3 awful transfer windows at Man United, I think fans just lost faith that we could actually bring anybody in. I think our own fans believe that people weren't attracted to Man United even before we had no Champions League football. And I think, Luke Shaw had the opportunity to go to Liverpool and to Chelsea. Fair enough, they didn't put bids in, but that was because he said, no, I want Man United. That, for me, that stands out. He's a Chelsea fan as well, and he said no to them for Man United. I think that these are realistic. We're going to have to pay the money now. I think we've gone are the days where we think, Sir Alex will be able to work out a deal. You need to pay them what they're worth. Whether people like the money footballers earn or not, someone like Vidal is going to cost us £250,000 a week. You want the quality, you pay for it. If not, you have Darren Gibson.
Okay.
Fergie's biggest favour for Glazers was convincing United fans about all the value in the market stuff and all that. That's the biggest favour he done for the Glazers, because now you see United fans. I'm even like it sometimes. Like, you look at the price tag too much, and ultimately, the club makes the money for the club. It should be spent on us. If we want someone like Vidal as well, we have to spend big money. And with that Champions League, he probably has another 50 grand on their contracts.
So, honestly, do you believe we can sign these players? As an example, I've got Sanchez written down here. He turned us down first time round. He went to Barcelona. Players don't necessarily want to come and play in the northeast of England. They want sunny Madrid or Barcelona. Can we get the players that we need and want?
Well, yeah, we can. I mean, Ander Herrera has given up Bilbao and Champions League football to come and play for United, so that is a massive deal. I mean,
but I'm talking world stars.
Yeah.
Vidal, for example.
You pay the money.
I think, yeah.
You pay the money. That's all it is. And United are a big draw still, and Louis van Gaal adds to that as well. So, but you just got to pay the money. And if they don't want to,
will we pay? Do you think we will pay the money? Have we got the money?
In Manchester, fuck them. Who gives a shit? Get someone else.
I think we have got the money. I think the money's there, and the Glazers are a lot of things. I can't stand them, but they're not stupid, and they realise if we don't get back to not only winning trophies and being in the Champions League, but playing entertaining and attractive football, Man United's brand will, over the course of time, not be worth as much money to them. So, by hook or by crook, we're gonna sign these players this summer, and I think that we're gonna get 2 or 3 more top quality players and at least one world class player. I think Vidal, someone of that level. A Sanchez, I think he's definitely possible. I think it's definitely.
I disagree. I disagree.
Matt, who do you want us to sign?
I want us to sign Vidal. Do I think we'll get Vidal? No. I think we'll settle for the option of getting De Jong in cheap for 8 million, waiting for Strootman. That's what we're going to do, I think. But I don't think we will sign Vidal for 40 odd million and give him 250 grand a week. But it sounds of the rumours, we're even, pondering 30 odd million for Carvalho. So I just can't see it. Glazonomics, he may be dead, but it's still Glazonomics.
Well, we need to be a little careful with the amount of players we're looking to buy because Paul Scholes has come out this week and absolutely slammed United again because you've got the likes of Wilson, Nicky Powell, Lingard, these players who have come through the academy that I personally want to see them given a chance because they've never had that opportunity. And you could get to a stage if you buy too many players, you're then in a situation where you've got 5 or 6 new squad players for the squad. And these youth players, how do you blend them all in together? And I think, we have to be careful that we don't sign too many people. And I think a De Jong type player is brilliant because they're not that expensive, but they've got great experience. So you need to be able to balance it up because the youth needs to keep coming through as well.
On the other hand, Tel, there's an argument that this squad, our club, has needed investment for years and that we can't rely on young players such as Phil Jones, Chris Smalling, because they get injured and they need time. We need first-team quality players if we want to be fighting for the league again.
I think we do, but we need to be careful that we don't bring too many in at once. I think Spurs are, this time, just under a year ago, Spurs won in the Champions, the one in the transfer market. What a transfer market there. Look at the players they've bought. I know we were worse than they were, but we had David Moyes. It didn't gel together, and the team looks sort of disconnected and not as one. Then I reckon you'll see a better Spurs this season, better manager now. Plus, they've had an extra year together. I think we need to be careful. 4 or 5 players, first team players, yes, but I don't think we can go overboard with the club and start going to 6, 7, 8 new players in the squad. I think that could be quite dangerous.
Adam, you think we're getting De Jong? Anybody else you think will come in?
I'd like to see. We need another centre back. I'd like to see Hummels come in. I don't think we'll get him. I think we'll end up with Vermaelen. We need another central midfielder. I'd like to see Vidal or Schweinsteiger or Carvalho. I think we'll end up with De Jong and get Strootman in January, which I wouldn't mind because I do like Strootman. I said in one of the earlier transfer videos that I'd like us to sign him. So Strootman.
Wouldn't it be mad to sign Strootman in January when he's only just recovered from his injury? Shouldn't we give him 6 months to see if he's any good?
I think he will know. And will he not play some football before January anyway?
Yeah, but not a lot.
So I don't know. He'll know best, won't he? It's Louis, remember? And then we need a wide man as well. Sorry, Josh. We need a wide man. Memphis Depay or Alexis Sanchez, but I'd rather Memphis, to be honest.
Okay, Joshy?
I think I probably agree with Adam. I mean, I would like to see us get in the likes of Vidal, Hummels, the top end players, but I think that they're maybe just out of reach, or we just maybe don't have the funds. I mean, if you want them, you do have to be, as we've already said, you've got to pay the top dollar. So we will end up with the likes of Vermaelen and De Jong, I think, but I think they do need, or there is talk of sponsors wanting one big name signing. So if that is true, then they may be going all out for someone like Vidal or Sanchez or Rodriguez. They're unrealistic targets when you look on the face of it and you're looking at it logically. But if the sponsors are putting that pressure on, then there becomes that possibility. And as a fan, you want to hear that, you want to see it. So hopefully we get at least one world-class top-end footballer coming in, but I think the likes of, as Adam mentioned, Memphis Depay and De Jong, those types of players are players that Louis van Gaal knows, and will be relatively cheap, and will probably want to come. So those will be the types of players I think we'll get.
Anyone but Dirk Kuyt.
Yes.
Tell.
Yeah, I want Dirk Kuyt to Manchester United. The Dutch Park Ji-sung. I think
that is a horrible thing to say about Park Ji-sung.
I'm the same, aren't they? They run around a lot. But they, I think they will make a big marking sign. I don't think it'll be Hummels. I think at the back, I think it'll be Vermaelen. Unfortunately, I don't rate the guy, but I think that's who's going to come in. I think we'll buy another midfielder. I think it'll be William Carvalho. Will be our marquee signing. I think it's going to cost about 30 million, and that's another youth, like a young player coming through. That's who I think will sign. And I think we could get. I like Memphis. I prefer Memphis over Alexis Sanchez. He's having a good World Cup, but I've seen him a lot for Barcelona. And when you think he plays for Barcelona, he doesn't do that great deal considering the club that he was at. But I really hope if we could sign anyone, I would love to get Vidal in midfield. The guy's got everything. He can attack, defend. He's got energy. The way he can go into a crunch and tackle. He's got absolutely everything that a footballer needs to have at Man United. So that's what I hope we sign for that.
He'd be a legend.
Contract. Yeah, instant
legend. He's got everything.
He looks sexy in a Man United shirt. Little mohawk. He does.
He's already been on the Photoshop.
Other than stupid hairstyle, he's perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brilliant. All right, guys, thanks so much. I would like us to sign Vidal, and he's not been mentioned yet, but I'm a fan of Ronaldo. Just thrown out there. Guys, please let us know what you think of the signing of Luke Shaw and Ander Herrera, and who you realistically think United will sign this summer, if anybody else. Write it down below. Like the video, share it with your mates, and subscribe to Full Time Devils for instant good karma.